Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says the resignation of the Lebanese Prime Minister Saad al-Hariri represents an Iranian takeover. Iran denies involvement, accusing Saudi Arabia and the US of being behind the move. But speaking to the BBC's Andrew Marr, Mr. Netanyahu spoke of a realignment in the Middle East.
Iran openly says we're out to destroy what they call us the small Satan, en route to the big Satan, the great Satan, the United States, and in the middle is
middle-sized Satan.
Middle-sized, no offense. You're a middle-sized
No offense taken.
But this is what Iran wants to do, and it is seeking to colonize Syria for that purpose. That is to Lebanonize Syria. What they did in Lebanon, that Hariri, Prime Minister Hariri resigned over, is basically took over the country. Probably killed his father, threatened to kill him. So the same thing is being done.
The collapse of so-called ISIS, or the Islamic State.
Well, as ISIS collapses, as ISIS moves out, Iran moves in. But they want to bring their Air Force there, right next to Israel. They want to bring Shiite and Iranian divisions right next to Israel. They want to bring submarines and military vessels right into the Mediterranean, right next to Israel. So we will not let that happen. We will resist it. And
I think you would go to war to stop that happening.
You know, the more we're prepared to stop it, the less likely we'll have to resort to much greater things. There's a principle I very much adhere to, and that is nip bad things at the bud.
But if you can't, I mean, we've had rocket attacks on Riyadh in the last few days. We've had what's happened in Lebanon. Things are moving all over the place. Things are moving in the Horn of Africa. You can see this is a big, big situation. Are we drifting or moving at this stage towards a major war in the region between Iran and her allies and proxies on the one hand, and Israel and the Sunni states on the other?
You're definitely in such a conflict, and you're quite right. There is a realignment in the region. But I think it's a larger battle. It's the battle between medievalism and modernity. The forces who stand for modernity, Israel squarely does, have to fight have to resist the onslaught of this militant Islamism that uses rockets, terrorism, suicide bombers, and so on. And the sparks of that firmament you see on the streets of London. If medievalism wins there, you lose here. So we're really on the front line of this great battle for the future of the world, not merely the future of the Middle East, but the future of the world.
And you think Donald Trump gets it and is at your back?
I think he definitely understands that Iran is the primary problem. It probably accounts for 95% of the problems we experience now in the Middle East. And I think he gets it, and it's a good thing that he gets it.
The Prime Minister of Israel speaking to Andrew Marr here on the BBC. Tensions in the Middle East, also tensions